So guys and girls, welcome back to another video. I'm Hamza with Updato.com. Now there's been a ton of Android devices that has been released in the past few years, and through that there has been a few fails and a few flops. So in today's video we're just going to be taking a look at 10 of the worst Android smartphones of all times. So with that being said, let's get to it. 10th on the list is the HTC Evo 3D, which was meant to be a revolutionary device. HTC actually put a 3D camera on the back of this device, and that was their main selling point. Being able to capture 3D photos and videos seemed like a great idea until they found out there was not really a market for it and it was more of just a gimmicky feature. Next on the list is arguable, and I actually own this device. I had it, and this was the S4 Zoom or Galaxy K Zoom, and it was pretty nuts, to be honest. It was literally as if Samsung just slapped a camera on the back of the phone. That's pretty much what it was. So Samsung just got a camera lens, slapped it on the back of the phone, and was like, hey, anyone want to buy it? That phone was probably the most ugliest phone I've seen, and just that camera bulge at the back was just a bit awkward to put on a phone. So I think they should, I don't know, it was just not really a good phone in my opinion. Moving on is the Motorola Droid Bionic. This was the definition of a product launch that failed. It went through 2 or 3 designs and then a month's delay, and through that there was still even a lot of bugs. There were apparently so many bugs with the phone that anyone who owned it couldn't really deal with it, and from its first days it had its fair share of bugs and glitches, from a high-pitched squeal when using wired headphones, as well as 4G and 3G data connectivity issues. So HTC are back with their Thunderbolt phone. Now this was a collaboration or a partnership with Verizon, and it was meant to basically make 4G come to market, 4G LTE, and it seemed like a good idea at first until there was a few problems with the phone that HTC provided them to work with. Verizon made a bold claim to change the game for high-speed data, but the phone itself would only last 3 hours off a single charge, which is basically rubbish for a whole days of usage if you want to use this as your daily driver. And then there were other issues with the phone, so just overall it was a big fail. 6th on the list was the Motorola Backflip, and this phone concept was to implement a way to access the device's keyboard by flipping the back of the phone. It seemed like a good idea at first, like all the other devices, but then it turned out people just really did not like the concept and it was just more of a gimmick. Staying on Motorola, here is the Click, which was actually an important phone for them because this was the first time Motorola produced an Android smartphone, but they actually put on their own skin called Moto Blur, and that was an Android overlay, and a lot of people now know that Android overlay as being one of the worst ones because it was slow, sluggish, and practically it was just confusing to use. Now Garmin tried entering the phone market by making a phone with Asus. This was the definition of slapping a sat nav inside a phone, and it just did not work at all. Literally it was a crossbreed between a portable player and also a sat nav. It looked ugly and it just didn't work. If you ever wanted to combine 2 smartphones in one, then here's your option right on screen right now. This phone was so pointless. It had a dual screen feature, and the idea was to combine 2 3.5-inch screens into a nice big 4.7-inch display, which they used and called as tablet mode. The aim of this was to view photos and videos on a wider canvas, and also the other use included using one display as a keyboard while viewing an app on your second display, and just using your email and inbox. This was an interesting use of dual displays, but ultimately proved to be little more than a gimmicky novelty. Penultimately is the Freedom 251. If you guys have heard about this, this is the smartphone on a budget. This smartphone goes for $4 or just around that, and yeah, it was mainly more of a scam, to be honest, because the owner was arrested, and also they heavily relied on government funding for this project itself, which they didn't manage to achieve. So the whole project of this was really just a bit shady in my opinion, and that's why it's on this list for that particular reason, because they tried to produce a phone for $4 and they did get quite a lot of customers from India and other parts with those niche type of areas, and they just could not execute on what they promised. Alright, so first on the list goes to, this is going to blow you away, this is the Galaxy Note 7. Yeah, if you have not heard about this, the Galaxy Note 7 seemed to be a really good phone at start, and then you literally could not use this. This phone started exploding in people's pockets. The battery was just exploding everywhere, and it made major headlines, and Samsung lost a lot of sales from this, and it was just really bad for the company itself. So bad that they had to recall every single Note 7 being made, and they lost quite a lot of money on this, and the phone was just simply unusable, which is why they redeemed themselves with the Note 8, but the Note 7 was just a flop entirely. Anyway guys, make sure to leave a like on today's video if you did enjoy it. Why not subscribe to the channel? And that's pretty much it. Comment down below hashtag snow if you watched this far in today's video, and that's pretty much it. Anyway guys, I'm Hamza with Updato.com, and I'll talk to you lot in the next one. Laters lads, bye.